You're tuned into News Now from Fox. My name is Rain Augustine, and right now I'm joined with Julia Rodriguez. She's the campaign manager for the Biden campaign. Julia, thank you so much for speaking with me.
Good morning, Rain.
Now, the final presidential debate just ahead of the election is tonight. Julia, what can voters expect?
Well, Joe Biden's really going to be speaking directly to the American people and really focused on, what his plans are to contain COVID-19, to rebuild our economy and do so in a way that's really building back better than it was before. And, the opportunity that he has right now and the kind of leadership he brings to unite our country at a time where we're dealing with multiple crises. He has the kind of experience and character and temperament that we need to lead our country right now. And so you'll see that on the debate stage tonight, and it'll be in stark contrast to what we have seen from Donald Trump, which has been just continued chaos, a lack of a real plan, and just his failures to address COVID and to address the tailspin that has happened in our economy.
Speaking of economic plans, how do President Trump and Joe Biden's economic plans differ?
Well, I think, Joe Biden has, an important economic plan to ensure that one, no one in our country that makes under $400,000, no one will be taxed or their taxes will not be raised. He has an economic plan that focuses on, really investing in our workers and ensuring that they have the kinds of protections that they need, especially during COVID and especially for our essential workers who are on the front lines fighting this pandemic. He also has a plan to really invest in our small businesses and to ensure that we're rebuilding our economy back through our small businesses, which we know are a critical engine for job creation and job growth. And that's investment in our small minority women-owned businesses, and doing so in a way that, that money actually reaches them. It actually gets to their pocketbooks so that they can rehire, so that they can put in whatever COVID protocols or protections they need to in order to restart their business. Because what we saw from Donald Trump instead was a PPP program where 90% of those funds went to big corporations and bigger businesses and did not reach our small businesses, let alone our small African American, Latino, and minority-owned businesses.
Many Americans are still struggling with COVID-19. Julia, what can you tell me about Joe Biden's plans to combat the coronavirus?
Joe Biden has put forward an important plan that focuses on a mask mandate. We know now, based on the science that we've seen, that if people wear masks and wear masks while in public, that it increases our protections and helps to stop the spread of this virus. He has a robust testing plan and free testing plan for all and every person working and living in the country, because he knows, again, that so many of those essential workers have been impacted and have not had access to the kind of testing and sort of broad-based testing that we need. He also has a plan to expand our healthcare system and ensure that more Americans can access quality, affordable healthcare in this time of tremendous need. And instead, what we see in Donald Trump is not only a failure to lead and a failure to have a plan, but he's also in the courts right now trying to gut the Affordable Care Act, trying to take away protections for those with pre-existing conditions. And so, there could not be a clearer contrast when it comes to, how Joe Biden would address COVID-19 and ensure that Americans had the kind of access to healthcare that they need and deserve in these moments.
And a challenge to the Affordable Care Act is upcoming. What should voters know about this?
Well, I think voters should be aware that right now what hangs in the balance in the Supreme Court, and I know that that's been obviously an important and critical issue that's before the American people right now, but what hangs in the balance is protections for those with pre-existing conditions. I believe there's 17,000 Floridians that suffer from pre-existing conditions that deserve, access to quality, affordable care, and don't deserve to be locked out of health insurance just because of that pre-existing condition. I have a niece who is 15 years old. She was diagnosed with leukemia late August of last year. She fortunately has fought it and has had tremendous healthcare and support, and is doing well and is cancer free, but she's 15 years old. She has that pre-existing condition for the rest of her life. I can't imagine at 25 her not being able to get health insurance just because at the age of 15 she unfortunately had to deal with this life-changing experience. And so those are the kinds of things that are in the balance and that are at stake for so many Americans, not just for my niece.
Now that we're in the home stretch of the election, what does the Biden campaign want voters to know exactly?
Well, I think it's important that voters know that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have had a career of, really fighting for the most vulnerable, of ensuring that, as Americans, we have the opportunities that are afforded to all of us, that we have the opportunity to, again, get quality, affordable care, to be able to, live safely in our communities, to be able to access good education and have, clean air and clean water. I think these are, important values that they have stood for and fought for throughout their lives, and ensuring that those are things that will, continue to be available for all Americans in the future. And I'd also just mention important things like also, fighting to protect our Social Security and, fighting to expand Medicare. These are real tangible things that affect so many Americans' lives and so many folks in Florida. And these are things that, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are going to continue to fight for. And, hopefully if we are elected, we'll be in a position to be able to do more of that.